The ninth most likely player to be traded for me is Ryan McMahon. The Rockies have been forever beholden to make trades, but at some point they must admit reality, and theirs right now is that they are years away from competing. And I like him in Houston with the Astros, as they search for a third baseman, as I suspect they'll lose Alex Bregman.
It couldn't have been scripted any better for Ryan McMahon.
Number 8, Luis Robert, the first of 2 White Sox on this list, as the dreadful franchise must rid themselves of contracts and supplement their farm system as they look to get back to competency. And it starts here with Luis, as despite his lackluster season, with just a .224 average, his talent still pierces through the screen, and I like the Red Sox to bite on him.
Luis Robert Jr. back at the wall. Adios! La Pantera!
Devin Williams is almost a certainty to be moved, as Milwaukee is the antithesis of Colorado in making trades, and after they already declined his option for 2026, his 1.25 ERA would look phenomenal in New York with the Yankees, as they look for bullpen help to help out Luke Weaver in that back end.
And Devin Williams! What an impressive save that was!
Number 6, Nolan Arenado. The two once rivals will join each other in New York, as Devin and he will join the Yankees as they'll look for right-handed pop after the loss of Gleyber Torres. His contract is actually pretty palatable because it's backloaded, so if they eat a decent amount of money, the contract is not at all a hindrance. They're not close to competing with the Brewers. Not to mention they'll be without future Hall of Famer Paul Goldschmidt, and even though he has not been the same player as of late, they don't have a ready replacement. I would not be shocked by a mini rebuild in St. Louis, and it would start here with Nolan.
Wind can't see it. Donovan's coming on. Arenado at the line is going to go to his knees to make the play.
Before we trudge along with the 5 most likely trade candidates, if you're enjoying the video, please do me a favor and consider subscribing. I appreciate you. Along with the same logic as the Cardinals, Minnesota is a team to watch after the last few underwhelming seasons, ended with a bang in 24 not making the playoffs, and moving on from often injured Byron Buxton, would rid themselves of a disappointing era, as they would hand the keys to the franchise to Royce Lewis. If this scenario were to play out, look for the Mets to jump in here, especially if they miss out on Juan Soto.
Says this one to right center field, hit well. Eddie Rosario going back on the track. He'll turn, that ball's gone. Byron Buxton goes oppo and pumping the butt truck here in D.C.
Number 4, I personally would not trade Sandy Alcantara, but I don't run the Marlins if you're not aware, and every indication for a decade is that they do not hesitate to make a move. And the Baltimore Orioles were bereft of high-end arms with Corbin Burnes last year. How would they look without him? That's rhetorical. Sandy to Baltimore.
17 pitches his last time out. Called strike 3. Little room on that outside corner against Trout.
Garrett Crochet is the next White Sox for me, as the teardown needs to continue in Chicago. They halted on moving him at the deadline in order to get more shooters now, so there's no reason not to move him, and when they do, Cincinnati needs to be all in. The Reds are closer to winning than most may think, but they need to get more elite level arms, especially to supplement Hunter Green, and this is a place to start. A rotation with those two and an offense with Ellie De La Cruz, Spencer Steer, and a healthy Matt McLain is a borderline playoff team for me.
Strike 3. What a pitch from Crochet.
Number 2, George Kirby. The Mariners need a shakeup more than whales need water. Not making the playoffs with that rotation was flatly embarrassing. That offense needs an overhaul in the worst way, and they don't have the greatest farm system in the world, so the only way to get a bat is picking from the rotation. The Cubs would be an interesting landing spot for him, as they have a glutton of hitters and not many great starters, sans Shota.
He blows it right past it.
Jumps back. He's going to be called out on strikes.
Lastly, the most likely player to be traded in my opinion. The Vlad-Bo experience has flatly not worked, and they won't be able to pay both of them when they both hit free agency, so now is the perfect opportunity to cash in on one and build around the other. I like him in San Francisco, as the Giants' incessant search for big-time names finally lands them one, not to mention they do in fact have a gaping hole at short.
Pretty good defensive highlight reel here this half inning, Buck.
Now, thanks for watching, and if you did enjoy, please consider subscribing, and peace out.